welcome to you all at home.
You've still got a chance to win this race, haven't you?
Just drive. I wanna be the only one to make it through the
Hey guys, Dre here, back at it once again with a brand new video for you, and welcome back to Dre TV. And in this episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about Formula 1 and kind of the change in times, really, more than anything else. I'm going to be honest with you. This whole video is going to be an expansion of a column I wrote on my website, harrison101.com, last week, where I was talking about Formula 1 and its social media problems and why I think it's kind of promoting in the dark ages still. You can check it out on there if you like. If you still haven't seen it on the website, what's wrong with you? Like, the website is the hub for all things Harrison, so check it out, add it to your bookmarks and whatnot, and you'll get this stuff first. It was a column on my blog, the last one I wrote, which was called Formula 1 Has Social Anxiety Disorder, where I basically accused Formula 1 of being afraid of being able to market themselves properly, especially now in 2015. And yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about the problems that I think Formula 1 has now, and how I think the game is changing, and I think Formula 1 is lagging behind in that department and in that regard. So let's talk a little bit about what happened last year, which I think set this off for me. Two big moments for me summed up the issues that Formula 1 has when it comes to marketing. The first example was when Bernie Ecclestone talks about it last year. Now, Bernie Ecclestone ticked off a lot of fans on the Twitters when he basically said that, you know, he doesn't understand social media, he doesn't understand all the hype behind it, and, you know, he was talking about Formula 1's bigger sponsors and how they don't really appeal to kids. Now, a lot of people, because it was Bernie, started sending him hate because it's Bernie. Like, Bernie is the centerpiece for everything that F1 fans hate, even if it's not even his fault half the time. It's just because Bernie comes across like the TV boss, like people want to point the finger at him. When you've also got to understand, Bernie Ecclestone is an 83-year-old man. Okay? I think it's fair to point out if an 83-year-old doesn't understand how Twitter works, or how the open internet works. I think that's okay. Like, to be fair, how many people have their grandparents on Twitter who are in their 70s, 80s, 90s that are actively on Facebook and Twitter often? Doesn't happen really, does it? It's understandable. So I know people just wanted to send hate because he didn't get it. Well, think about who you're dealing with here. It's Bernie Ecclestone. He's like 80-odd years old, and his main ideas when it came to marketing was tobacco sponsorships, and that's how he got to the state he is in now. I mean, that was stuff in the 60s, 70s, 80s kind of time, not 2015. So I understand why he's a little bit out of touch. But I think Formula 1 needs to get with the times a little bit here. And another example I was bringing up was Daniel Ricciardo and Red Bull Racing and their official YouTube account. Red Bull Racing released a YouTube video highlighting Ricciardo's first win back in Canada 2014, back in last August, basically. And they couldn't use any of the race footage in that video. I know Red Bull tried to claim like it was some artistic style video where they were only using photos from the weekend, but let's be real here, they would have used race footage if they were allowed to, because if they did use race footage, Formula 1 would have blocked it on copyright grounds. You know how this stuff works by now. Like, seriously. You don't need me to tell you that now, do you? So, you know, essentially, those are the two things that kind of brought this to my attention. And you kind of realise that the more it happens, you know, it's more obvious what the problems are. For example, take Formula 1's official Twitter account. Until Singapore this past weekend, it was Singapore last year as a Grand Prix, F1's Twitter account was essentially a glorified news site. And there's hundreds of those on Twitter. There's a shitload of Formula 1 news sites with people writing for them, journalists covering their own stuff, the autosports, the F1 fanatics of the world, basically. So there's a ton of those that already exist, so there was no real reason to follow F1's official account. And if you tweeted them about it, they'd tweet you a reminder about adding F1 to their calendar. It was completely pointless. And if anything, F1 started getting a little bit of minor approval on Twitter when they basically accidentally followed the adult star Asa Akira on Twitter. Don't pretend like you don't know who she is. And so that was a funny thing. Like, you know, an F1, an award-winning arsehole, following an award-winning arsehole. Who would have thought it? But basically, once Singapore came along, they suddenly started posting more stats. You know, more pictures, more screenshots, more driver battle comparisons between the two, stuff like that. And it was like, we've made some progress. And it even started putting on the broadcasts hashtags you can tweet to follow the race with on Twitter, like hashtag Singapore GP or something like that. So the F1 Twitter account has actually made some headway, which is good. It's a start. You've got to start from somewhere. However, there was hinted promises that the FIA would have their own YouTube and Facebook accounts in up and coming. Hasn't happened yet, and the new season starts in 3 weeks' time? Like, you'd think if Formula One was going to launch something like a YouTube or a Facebook account, they would have done so in time for the new season. It would have made perfect marketing sense. Get everything you want to get out there before the season starts, and then have ongoing coverage of the entire season. Hasn't happened yet, which is annoying. And, you know, how can a company that big trying to market themselves not be on social media that prevalently in 2015? No YouTube account, no Facebook page, no Instagram account, nothing like that. Only a Twitter, which, again, 9 times out of 10 is a glorified news site. Ugh, it's not good. And this is a new generation. Like, on this channel right now, 75% of my viewers are under the age of 35. We're in a generation of a bunch of new fans coming through. I started watching Formula 1 in 1999, and I'm one of the older guys now at 22. But this is a new generation of fans coming through. A generation of fans that are active on social media, that are tweeting, that are adapting and embracing the open internet. Why can't Formula 1 do the same? And I don't see any reason why they couldn't do the same if they tried. And I've got a few examples to bring up here with stuff I really enjoy in social media that have got me into other things. And, you know, it also shows you how out of touch Formula 1 is. First of all, football and the Bundesliga. Is anyone else here for you subscribe to the Bundesliga YouTube channel? If not, you're missing out. They are brilliant. I think they only launched like a year or so ago, but they've already got over 500,000 subscribers and are incredibly creative with their content on YouTube. They have top 10 lists, they have behind-the-scenes documentaries, they're very, very interactive with the teams. Like they had their big crossbar challenge series that came out in the off-season last year. Hell, they even raced ducks on the internet during the winter break.
This is the final lap, and it's Herta in the lead. Now it's Bayern. Herta are coming back. Oh, the lead just keeps changing and changing. Bayern now in the lead. Herta. Oh, and it's a photo finish. I don't believe it. Wittstock went over the line first.
How awesome was that? Like, how could you not love that? Like, those are guys that just get it, and you know they've got the full Bundesliga video archive in their back pocket to use as content. Why not use it for something? What else are you going to use it for? So get it out there and, you know, have that fan interaction. You know what? And thing is as well, the Bundesliga YouTube account is very active with their fans as well. They've made full videos off the requests of fans. Their whole advent calendar promotion last year was essentially a fan-requested idea. They even put up full games on YouTube on rare occasions. What more could you ask for from an official league's YouTube account? I'm still dying for the Premier League to have something like that. Imagine the potential of that, given how many crazy Premier League moments they've been in football over the years. But that's the point. The Bundesliga get it, and it's reaped, and they've been able to reap the rewards of that. Now with over 500,000 subscribers on their channel now. Look at Formula E, which is also under the exact same FIA umbrella that, you know, the Formula 1 World Championship is under. And Formula E, I've mentioned this before on Dre TV, they're brilliant with social media. Like, they have a Facebook, they have a Twitter, they have a YouTube, they have an Instagram account. They get the fans directly involved with fan boosts, and I'd say pretty much all the teams are incredibly social media savvy. They get it. Amlin and Aguri have given away a ton of stuff on Twitter. Trilly Racing are very interactable. Virgin, Mahindra, they all tweet each other and they're entertaining to follow. You know what? They get it. They interact with the fans. They want to talk to us. They get it. Look at Mercedes Formula 1 Twitter account and how much stuff they gave away. They had a promotion last week where, for celebrating a million followers on Twitter, they started following a whole heap of random fans, gave away a bunch of gear, and even privatized their Twitter account just so they could interact, one-to-one with all of us, even though they have 1 million followers. You see what I mean? It's adding up here, and it's not good. MotoGP is another example of, they're not quite as savvy when it comes to Twitter, but again, they're on Facebook, they post up all the news, they have a pretty decent YouTube account, they have a very, very good Instagram page where they highlight some very, very well taken photographs as well, and they take advantage of the great photography they've got amongst their teams. And, their Instagram account is absolutely outstanding. It's absolutely brilliant. And one of the best they've got for motorsport, probably the best for motorsport, is MotoGP when it comes to Instagram. And you know what? They have a full streaming service where if you pay, I think it's €100 for the season, you can watch every practice, qualifying and race session all season long, and a heap of bonus content as well. They have a streaming network service. Look at the WWE and their network. They've come out now. That's now a year old. Why couldn't Formula 1 do the same thing? F1 has got an incredible video library back there, and it's completely gone to waste at the moment, besides the average season reviews, which, are a bit hit and miss over the years, essentially. Hell, but they'll release a 4-hour version for 2014, because 4 hours was really warranted. But if the WWE can come out of a network of all their old matches, why can't Formula 1 do the same? They have limitless potential in running a YouTube account with some creativity, and they have a ridiculously large video library as well. Hell, NASCAR have full race reviews on their YouTube, have full race replays on their YouTube channel. NASCAR get it. IndyCar have big feature-length videos on their drivers and what they do in their off-season between rounds. See what I mean? It adds up. Formula 1's kind of in the Stone Ages here, and I wish they would do something more about it. It's a little bit frustrating more than anything else. Because I've seen the potential, and as an aspiring, journalist and guy that understands social media a lot, this is a guy that's tweeted 175,000 times. I get it. Trust me. So, I'd like to see them explore more avenues where that's concerned. Just me that's thinking this? I'd love to hear your thoughts as always in the comments, so, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys next time. I've been Harrison101, thank you very much for watching, and sayonara.